Hi everyone, I'm Tristan and I've been teaching IELTS for over 10 years and I have marked many Task 1 writing essays. And these are the common grammar mistakes that students keep making. Now this can be the difference between a 6 or a 6.5 or maybe a 7.5 and an 8.5, these mistakes. So I'm going to show you 5 of the most common mistakes. This is part 2. Check out the other lesson as well. Let's get started. This mistake, 42% of the inventory is made up by clothing. Now, this is grammatically wrong. Before I explain this, let's look at a situation. Let's imagine that there is a store. And in this store, 42% of the inventory is clothing. Now, you could say clothing makes up 42% of the inventory. Clothing comprises 42% of the inventory. Now, maybe you want to use passive voice just to show your grammatical range. You write 42% of the inventory is made up by clothing. This is wrong. Now, why? When using make up, comprise, compose in passive voice, when discussing percentages, do not use by. Instead, use of. So the correct answer would be 42% of the inventory is made up of clothing. 42% of the inventory is comprised of clothing. Let's go to the next common mistake. Let's look at this sentence. The students at the university increased by nearly 2,000 over 4 years. What is strange about this? Well, the students didn't increase, the number of students increased. You could also say the student population increased, but saying the students increased sounds strange. Let's look at another example. Animals declined in the forest. No, the number of animals declined in the forest. The animal population declined. But if you just say animals declined, it sounds strange. We are measuring the number. We are not measuring animals. So remember to use the number of, amount of, item you are describing when you are talking about rising and falling. The next common mistake, let's look at number 3. Women consist of 47% of the student population. What is correct? 47% of the student population consists of women. So when you use consist of, you start with percentage, proportion, consists of, item. It is the opposite structure of make up, comprise, and compose. Let's look at 2 correct sentences. Water makes up 72% of the human body. So if I use consists of, 72% of the human body consists of water. So remember, percentage, proportion consists of item. Item makes up, comprises, composes, percentage, proportion, number. Okay, so one important fact about consist of is that it is never passive voice. So you will not use consist of with was consisted of. That would be incorrect. Never passive. All right, let's look at 2 mistakes here. The population of Canada grew up approximately 23%. This is wrong. Let's look at the next mistake. The level of involvement in the club fell down by almost half. This is wrong. Why? Well, you will use grow up only to describe children. When you are describing a graph, a chart, a number, you will just use grow. You do not need grow up. So in IELTS Task 1, there is almost a 0% chance you will use grow up. The same is true with fall down. Fall down does not describe numbers. Fall, fell, fallen describes numbers. So you will never use fall down when describing graphs and charts. Let's look at one more common mistake. Here it is. The average price of corn approximately increased twofold from 1997 to 2010. This is wrong because you will always put approximately directly before the number. So you could say the average price of corn increased approximately twofold from 1997 to 2010. And twofold means 100%, double. Twofold can be an adverb or an adjective. Now, if it's 3 times, you can say increased threefold. If it's 4 times, you can say fourfold. So, let's look at one more example. The number of visitors approximately fell. Wrong, because approximately is not before a number. The number of visitors fell by approximately 1/4. This is correct. Okay, so these were 5 of the most common mistakes. This is lesson 2. Make sure to check out lesson 1 because I don't want you losing marks here. I know IELTS is very important for many of you. Okay, everyone, please like, share, subscribe, and have a great day.